It's not the right color. You got spicy mustard though. You got regular French's bright yellow mustard. That's sort of an off grayish mustard. It's not going to have the same effect.
You know, I'm very old. What if I didn't remember what this was all about?
I guess then it would be even funnier.
Old age is not funny.
You made it look like this.
Well.
Well, Corin, well, in his years of service as a member of Stargate SG-1, Jonas was always like quick to make decisions in favor of the whole team and prepared himself for every mission, and you know he learned all of the notes that Daniel left, and his eagerness sometimes surpassed and maybe even annoyed the rest of the team. Was that the same case with the set? With the crew, like were you too eager, or were you trying to fit in, watch all of the
Stargates? With my props, maybe. With my use of props. Oh, she was saying, was my eagerness? Did my eagerness from playing the character transfer into my acting on the set? And I said maybe my use of props, my introduction of props to the scenes and food and such. I was banned halfway because of that one scene we did in the SGC where I was peeling the orange. I was peeling that orange in the background, and every time they'd cut to the wide shot, all you could look at was me peeling this damn orange in the background, upstaging everybody. And I got called to the side after that one, and they were like, "No more props for you. Unless it's scripted, you can't do it." So a lot of the so you'll see the character kind of. The eating and the drinking and all that phases out about halfway through the season, and then it's just sort of here or there when it's scripted in, because I over-introduced the character choice.
Well, and Jonas also had this ability, you know, to learn everything. He has this amazing memory. Is that the same case with you, or do you have some special trick for remembering lines?
Rehearsal. rehearse. No, I've been acting since I was 11 years old, but besides acting professionally, was in theater companies or workshops all the way up until my mid to late 30s. So the memorization process isn't really as difficult for me as, you know, because I've been doing it for so long. It's a somewhat second nature, and there's techniques to it. You know, there's memorization techniques that make it very easy, you know, to figure out. So obviously, still, Amanda Tapping had the majority of the techno babble. Thank goodness, because I myself also don't really like that. But I actually asked her one time. I said, "How do you?" Because for me, sometimes I got to, you know, you really have to understand what you're talking about. But I had asked her how she goes about memorizing it so easily and fluidly, and she said, well, she actually looks it all up, and she understands. So she researches everything that she's talking about to make sure she understands what it is that she's saying instead of just memorizing the dialogue and everything. I was like, oh, well, that is dedication. I do a similar thing myself as well, but I was very impressed by that, and it makes sense now because when we're doing the scenes, I've watched other shows. You know, I can't think of a comparison right offhand, but I've watched other shows where people have a lot of. Ooh, that is impressive. Oh yeah, it's a Halloween one.
One of your cameras.
Oh yeah, we'll have to get we'll have to come up here and.
Are you live?
But I was very impressed with how she went about it, and then obviously Chris Judge had like zero dialogue. He was the luckiest. I think that there was one episode that I did with him where I think he had like 3 lines of dialogue, and one of them was an ugh or something.
The other one was like indeed.
Yeah. There's an indeed in every episode, at least 2. But Chris is great. The only issue I had with Chris that I learned early on was during rehearsal, don't position myself anywhere behind him. Because he had a case of flatulence that would not go away. And I think that I think that he just saved it all for on set, and then when he was off set, that he never ripped one ever, and then when he was on set, that was his. But what he would do is he would wait just before they said action. So they'd be like, you know, roll sound, roll camera, then he'd go action. So you'd be like, what's my line?
I think that's like classical Jaffa humor, I guess.
I guess so. Well, if I had a symbiote in me, I'd probably be a little upset too. You know?
Well, thank you so much. I think those were out of stock, but we have something else here. Oh yeah.
It's for the happy face.
Yeah. We've got here for you some things to play with or draw something nice for us.
Thank you.
I think that was actually Jaffa from the world, like Wolf 359, borrowed from the Star Trek universe.
You're going to need one of the cameras that are like this.
Yeah, they'll have to bring a camera up
those
here.
are live. I will try.
Oh.
Oh, it will slide. Oh, you have some experience with that sliding off? You're a physics major?
Yeah.
In the movies.
Zkusím, jestli to bude vidět.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Well, now you got.
No? No one is, actually.
Dun, dun, dun.
Lift it up.
Je tam něco vidět? Ne, jak to? Jo? Tak, tady ho máte.
No. Oh. Zoom out. Zoom out. There you go. It's ready. It's ready.
It will be